This is the Colorado River, the grand river of the West.
And it's much more than something we just raft and fish in.
And then amazing.
The Colorado River, I mean, it's beautiful.
Every day, 40 million people drink water that comes from this river.
You just turn on the tap and, you just expect water.
And it generates electricity for millions more.
The hydropower is a secondary benefit of Hoover Dam.
And when it comes to the food on your table,
without that water, this place would not grow anything. It's a desert.
most of the fruits and vegetables you eat are watered by the Colorado River.
This last 8-year drought was really testing the system.
The Colorado River is more than just a river in Colorado.
It's the lifeline of the West.
From what's really just a trickle of water here in Rocky Mountain National Park to the waters that have carved the Grand Canyon, the Colorado River has been a lifeline of the Southwest for millions of years. I'm Denver 7's Lisa Hidalgo. Welcome to Glenwood Springs. It's one of the many cities along the Colorado that lives and breathes by the river.
I'm Eric Lupher. Over the next 30 minutes, we will track firsthand just how much this river impacts all of us, not only in Colorado, but along all 1,400 miles of its banks. We're going to show you not only how we put the river and its water to work here in Colorado, but I'm going to take you on a road trip through Arizona to show you how dams and the Colorado have reshaped the landscape, providing water, electricity, and even the food on your plate. While the river looks healthy and lively here, some say it's not being treated the way it should.
In fact, when Conservation Colorado graded the condition of the Colorado this summer, they gave it a D. It may not look like much here, but this small stream of cold water is the headwaters of the Colorado River. The water comes from a lake on Lupher Pass in Rocky Mountain National Park and then flows south to Grand Lake and Lake Granby. It's here in Granby where much of the water gets diverted. Instead of flowing downstream, it gets pumped through a series of tunnels to homes and businesses on the eastern side of the mountains. In fact, even though the Colorado River only flows on the western side of the Continental Divide, about half of the water that we use across the metro area comes from the river. That's what has conservation groups concerned.
At its core, this river has been called the American Nile, and it's because it's so important for the American Southwest and Mexico.
Scott BRADEN is the Wilderness and Public Lands Advocate for Conservation Colorado. He took me on a raft trip down the river through Glenwood Springs to talk about the D grade the group gave the river. Obviously, your organization focused a lot on what's happening here along the Colorado River. What is the biggest concern right now?
Really the biggest concern with the Colorado River is just how many people are depending on its water. With Colorado's population projected, to really grow and almost double over the next generation, and with the accumulating impacts of climate change that makes our snowpack a little more iffy and makes runoff earlier each year, this river is really in danger of being over-allocated.
Scott says because Colorado is at the headwaters of the river, we don't always see the same stresses in the river that those living downstream in Utah, Arizona, and California see.
So if the sort of trends continue as they are, we're going to find ourselves in a situation where there's not enough water to go around.
Another concern, climate change. Scientists believe that here in Colorado, temperatures are going to rise about 2.5 to 5 degrees by 2050. So what does that mean? It means less snow, more evaporation, and in turn, less water.
Whatever your views on climate change are, the reduction in flows and some of the reduction in snowpack in the mountains we've seen the last few years is very real.
And while climate change may not be something we can individually control, we can all take steps to protect the river. A lot of this is based on, temperature and, things down the road happening. What does the average viewer do?
It can be really daunting. I mean, the Colorado River is so big and so many people depend on it that what does an individual, what can they do? And I think that having an awareness of the issue is probably the most important first thing, but then people can work towards water conservation in their own lives. They can look for ways to reduce water consumption, to choose appliances for their homes that consume less water.
Whether you think all the man-made changes in the river are healthy or not, there is no denying that this is an impressive journey. It's the 5th longest river in the U.S.
And none of it would be made possible without the snowpack from the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. In the winter, Colorado's beautiful snow-covered mountains are more than just a magnet for skiers and backcountry hikers. They're a giant storage facility for water.
Especially here in Denver and many cities throughout the West, if you go to your tap, 4 out of every 5 glasses of water that you fill up will have originated as snow.
Keith Musselman is a hydrologist with the National Center for Atmospheric Research in Boulder.
It's also a sobering thought because we are so reliant upon that resource. And it's that reliance and it's the increase in population, particularly here in the Front Range, but many cities across the West, where we need to know exactly how much water there is in any given year.
Monitoring Colorado's precious snowpack is a full-time job.
There's a lot that goes into it on top of making sure that all of your water users down below are getting the water that they need.
Brian DOMONKOS is the snow survey supervisor for the U.S. Department of Agriculture here in Colorado. The USDA uses data collected at snowtel sites, like this one on Berthoud Pass, to keep an eye on how much water is in Colorado's snowpack.
During the winter, we want snow. During the summer, we want an appropriate amount of rain.
Brian says good winters like this past one aren't just good for water users in our state, but for people who live downstream in places like Utah and Arizona who have rights to the water as well.
Providing that water to them, as well as making sure you're retaining in-stream flows and meeting all of your compacts for downstream water users out of state. It's extremely complex.
While the water from that snowpack flows into the Colorado all along the river's course, a lot of it makes its way into the Colorado as the river heads southwest from Granby to where we are in Glenwood Springs.
From here in Glenwood, the river runs west to Grand Junction, and with this river, Grand is the name of the game.
Until 1921, what we know as the Colorado River was known as the Grand River. Think about it, Grand Lake, Grand Junction, the Grand Canyon. Those names are no coincidence.
And once the water leaves here in Glenwood, it is then joined by the waters of the Roaring Fork. From that point, it's about 90 miles to Grand Junction and the Utah border, where the landscapes carved by the river begin to take on even more incredible characteristics.
When Lifeline of the West continues, I'm heading downstream to Lake Powell. It wouldn't be here without the Colorado River. It's now one of the most popular destinations for visitors. I will take you on an aerial tour of this massive lake and tell you how this destination for outdoor lovers almost ended up in Colorado.
And then we'll make a pit stop in Las Vegas for a lesson in water conservation.
They can put some back in Lake Mead.
When Colorado River, Lifeline of the West, continues. We're tracking the impressive 1,400-mile journey of the Colorado River from here in Colorado all the way to the border with Mexico. We've already seen how much of the water starts as snowpack in Rocky Mountain National Park. Next stop for the river, Utah. The Utah portion of the river's course starts on the Colorado Plateau before heading to Moab. The water sweeps by Arches and Canyonlands National Parks, both amazing landscapes eroded into canyons and mesas by the Colorado and Green Rivers, which combine into one downstream.
After those rivers combine, they head here, Lake Powell, the lake formed behind the enormous Glen Canyon Dam. Lake Powell is 189 miles long with more than 1,900 miles of shoreline alone. So it's from the air where you get the best vantage point.
This section we're going over is the historic Colorado River channel.
National Park Service pilot Nick Herring is our tour guide, even finding a bit of home for us.
You see that little mountain there, that's called Castle Rock.
But the real star here is the water.
The lake is probably the largest economic generator in this part of the country. The boating and all of the infrastructure to support boating and recreation is pretty significant.
The Colorado River, feeds so much water into Lake Powell here. I mean, it's what fills the lake. I mean, it's
absolutely. That and the San Juan River, the two major tributaries. Colorado being number one for sure. So from the time the dam was built to now, I'm not sure early on they really recognized what the potential was for the growth that it has spurred over the years.
Glen Canyon was not the first choice for this dam and reservoir.
So that story is fascinating to me because we could have this reservoir right now in Colorado.
Park Superintendent Billy SHOTT says the first plan would have put a dam along the Green River in Echo Canyon in Colorado's Dinosaur National Monument, creating a giant reservoir by filling the Green and Yampa River valleys.
There was such a well-organized and political fight to keep that from getting washed under. It really kind of activated a lot of different well-organized movements in the West and starting to look at how land's used and especially how water's used.
The water is used in parts of the 5 states that make up the upper basin of the Colorado: Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming, where the Green River starts before joining the Colorado.
Well, we've had a really good runoff this year.
Aquatic ecologist Mark Anderson says after years of drought, the water level at Lake Powell has been higher each of the past 3 years.
We've got areas of the lake that are opening up that haven't been opened up in years.
That's good news for the lake's aquatic inhabitants.
So there are some water levels where there might be a lot of drowned tamarisk that were above water in previous years and now are in water, and that can provide nursery habitat for certain species.
Fishing and boating are just some of the activities that attract more than 3 million visitors to Lake Powell every year. Visitors like Dorothy and Bill Bowersox of New Jersey.
It's unbelievable how big this lake is.
Well, later we're going to go to the dam, and we're going to go through the tunnel and take the rafts
down the river.
Not down to, we don't want to go to the raft, the rough part, but that part is just great.
The Bowersox have already been downriver from the Glen Canyon Dam on this trip, and they like what they've seen.
It's just amazing.
The Colorado River, I mean, it's beautiful. We did the sunrise yesterday at the Grand Canyon.
Oh, out of this world it was.
Before that water gets to the Grand Canyon, it passes a critical point, Lee's Ferry, which is just downstream from Glen Canyon Dam. Now, this is the spot where the river is divided into 2 basins for water rights purposes. The upper basin, which Eric just mentioned, includes parts of Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Wyoming. There's also the lower basin. That includes other parts of Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico, as well as parts of Nevada and California. Water rights laws regarding the Colorado River are as complicated as they are old. In fact, the Colorado River Compact that divides the river into these 2 basins was signed into law in 1922, making it 95 years old this year. But every state is guaranteed a certain amount of water.
Once the river leaves Glen Canyon and makes its way through Lee's Ferry, it begins to wind its way through the 217-mile-long Grand Canyon. It's taken the Colorado River some 6 million years to carve the mile-deep canyon in northern Arizona. After the Grand Canyon, the Colorado stops here. Hoover Dam, Lake Mead, and when it's at capacity, it's one of the largest reservoirs in the nation.
Pretty cool. I mean, you don't see something like this in Des Moines, Iowa.
Ron Tischer brought his family out from Iowa to see the Hoover Dam. While he grew up in nearby Las Vegas, it's everyone else's first time seeing the dam and Lake Mead. Fond memories for Ron.
It was more of us going to Lake Mead, and boating and fishing and doing skiing and stuff like that.
Still, what he sees today is a bit disturbing.
It is a lot lower than what I'm used to seeing. You can see the water line, and usually it's a little bit, below that normally.
The drought really kicked in 2000, and we've had 17 years of drought. So right now what you're seeing when you look around is about 145 feet low.
Rose Davis works for the Bureau of Reclamation, which operates Hoover Dam.
This lake is really a lifeline. In fact, water is the lifeblood of the Southwest. And Hoover Dam and its regulating dams downstream make sure that those deliveries get to the right people that have water right allotments.
Hoover Dam serves water to states in the lower basin of the Colorado, which includes parts of California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Nevada, including Las Vegas. 90% of the water used in Las Vegas comes from Lake Mead, which is about an hour away from the city. Visitors, this may be hard to believe, but most of the water is used for residential areas, not hotels and casinos. All the hotels here are good at conservation. Just about all the water used at hotels like the Bellagio here is captured, treated, and then reused or sent back to Lake Mead.
They have cleaned it up so much that not only do they recycle and reuse for Las Vegas purposes and homeowners in surrounding areas, but they can put some back in Lake Mead.
With water levels low and more people moving to the area, conservation is on everyone's mind, even Rose's.
We had a good winter this winter, and the conservation measures from the states and people like me at my house taking care of my water supply is really helping to keep water in Lake Mead and keep the levels up.
But what if those levels don't stay up? What happens without Lake Mead?
I think Lake Mead will always be here. I think there isn't a chance that Lake Mead is ever going to go away. I think we continue to face challenges in water allocation. We continue to face challenges with climate change. We're doing a lot of studying about how that's altered the way the snow has come and the rains have come, but I don't think Lake Mead's going anywhere.
From the Hoover Dam, the Colorado River turns south and heads through the gambling town of Lifeline, Nevada, Lake Havasu, Arizona, and then onto the border town of Yuma. That's where Eric is heading next, to show you how the Colorado not only provides water to the people in this area, but keeps food on your table right here in Colorado.
And without that water, this place would not grow anything. It's a desert.
Hey, welcome back. We are now in Yuma, Arizona, near the end of the line for the Colorado River's U.S. journey. Hey, you may not know this. 80 to 85% of vegetables sold in the U.S. are grown in this region using water from the Colorado River. While this looks like a good deal of water, it could be more. A couple hours up the river from here in Lake Havasu, a lot of water is removed from the river and sent to cities in Southern California, as well as the Phoenix area and as far away as Tucson. That makes what is used here for farming even more precious.
And without that water, this place would not grow anything. It's a desert.
Matt McGuire is the general manager of JV Farms here in Yuma. It's a year-round business in this part of the country.
Lettuces, spinach, celery, broccoli, cauliflower, and that's being grown here. In the spring after that, you have melons, watermelons, cantaloupes, honeydews, on and so forth.
To make farming work, they've developed techniques to help make sure none of the water they pull from the river gets wasted. Here's one way of conserving that precious water. It's something called lasering, where farmers flatten the land by either adding dirt or scraping it away.
We laser level this field. There's no outlets to this field. It is tabletop flat. It has no fall one way or the other. So any water we put on this field stays on this field.
Then they flood it, like this. This field here, the water's about a ½ an inch deep.
What happens is you're keeping the water in the root zone. A field much like this one, the difference in the water on this end and that end was 1 centimeter.
While that saves a lot of water, Matt knows that what happens upstream as far away as Colorado could impact his farm.
Right now the snowpack is everything that I've read, and here is above normal. Once we have all these drought years and the lake levels go down, at certain lake levels they would declare a shortage on the river. It's never happened.
A shortage means those with low priority water rights could get cut off. But Yuma's farmers have some of the highest priority on the river. The heart of Yuma beats because of Colorado River.
We have other industries. Tourist is big, the military is big here, and we appreciate those businesses. But it's still ag that the county and the local populace is very supportive of, because it still does the heavy lifting in terms of GDP and economic stability. Without the water, we wouldn't have a business.
Just outside of Yuma, the river flows into Mexico and onto the Sea of Cortez in good years. A lot of the time, the water doesn't make it that far, but thanks to a treaty signed in 1944, some of that water is guaranteed to make it to the border.
That shows you just how valuable of a resource the water is to the Southwest. Now, while 3/4 of the planet is covered in water, we have to have laws to make sure that nobody is using too much and everyone is getting something. From high in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado to the high mountain deserts of Arizona.
This lake is really a lifeline. In fact, water is the lifeblood of the Southwest.
The Grand Colorado River keeps the southwestern U.S. alive.
This river is so iconic and special to Colorado.
And it's more than just water for drinking. It's about getting out and enjoying the outdoors.
We want to make sure that we preserve this so that people can keep coming here.
And while the snowpack feeding that supply can be unpredictable,
even at low water, we've got an incredible resource here.
The men and women managing all that water say they're up to the task.
We are the regulating force to make sure that the water's delivered every year, and so far we haven't missed a year in deliveries.
Because they know whether it's for drinking, farming, or recreation, the commodity they control is the most valuable thing in the region.
This river is depended on for living by people downstream as well as people in Colorado, and like it or not, we're all in this together.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. Now, whether your water comes from the river or you just love to come up here and boat or raft or go hiking along it, we all know that the Colorado River is really important to the West.
And we learned a lot along this lifeline, along this river that's bearing Colorado's name, and we hope you learned something too.
Okay, now be honest though, Eric. What was more impressive, your newfound knowledge of the river or this beard that you grew at the beginning of it?
Lisa, you know it's a beard. For all of us here at Denver 7, have a good one.
We'll see you out on the river.